Change the channel. Or here's one better. Turn it off. Disconnect. Just follow me on this. So way back when I was a kid, we got our news between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. That was it. On June 1st, 1980, we were introduced to our first 24-hour news program. So every day, a nonstop bombardment of news. And let's face it, it's rarely good, happy news. It's not always accurate, and it's not always true. Just think about it. The primary objective of 24-hour news stations is to keep you watching. And how best can they do that? Just keep throwing crazy shit at you. It's coming from a news agency. It's got to be true. There's actual studies that show that this constant exposure can lead to anxiety, stress, and depression. When we're glued to 24-hour news, our brains are on high alert, processing this never-ending stream of negative information. And then there's just flat-out misinformation that spreads like wildfire. Now bring in social media where there are like little to no guardrails. Forget it. Like, just think about it. How often have you come across a misleading headline or a post on social media and reacted or responded without doing any level of verification? You know, my high school friend said that if I shove a coconut up my nose, it'll cure my migraines. Honey, do we have any coconuts in the house? Again, this constant bombardment can create a false sense of urgency or danger, right? Take the infamous War of the Worlds broadcast from 1938. Like, many listeners believed that Martians were invading my home state of New Jersey. People panicked, thinking that they were in immediate danger. Just check out some of the headlines. You know, some were on the verge of ending it all based on the information they were getting from the radio. If they just changed the channel, they would have heard Charlie McCarthy or Little Orphan Annie, nothing about a Martian invasion going on in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. What I mean is they would have had some level of verification of what reality really was. Again, when we're constantly fed bad news, not always accurate news, not always true news, opinion-based news, we can become paralyzed in real-life situations. If we can't distinguish between what's real and what's not, how can we effectively respond to actual real threats? So how does this tie into self-defense? It's because it could be very dangerous in self-defense situations. Remember what I've said previously, self-defense is roughly 30% technique and 70% mindset. If our mind is always set to that high alert all the time, everything becomes a nail. Know what I mean? So again, change the dial, turn it off, disconnect. I'm not saying bury your heads in the sand. Absolutely not. Stay informed. But from a fact data-based news source, they're out there. Come back. I'll do another one and show you how I do it. So stay safe, y'all, mentally and physically. And again, change the dial, turn it off, disconnect. Your loved ones need you. Peace. Like my shirt.